Hey there, hi there, Libras, and welcome to your soulmate reading. I know, cutting it close. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, but I have had the most chaotic week of the new year. So just bear with me here. But basically, Libra, I have you are worthy. Your worth doesn't depend on the other person. Spirit soul path, a personal evolution within your relationship. Okay, so you're evolving here. Things are changing. Your soul path is becoming more clear, and the evolution in your relationship is that you are noticing now that you are worthy of love, that you are worthy of respect. Whereas before in past relationships, you really weren't getting that vibe. You really weren't getting that mutual respect or that feeling. Okay, like this other person was like trying to pretty much make you feel bad about yourself like all the time, Libra, which is not a good thing, especially when it comes to soulmate connections and romance. We have a little bit of like shadow energy happening here with your dream world, the Six of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. So these are actually like good positive signs that your subconscious is working with you to create a celebration for you, a beautiful time for you, and harmony for you. And that's where that evolution begins. The Six of Pentacles, you see this woman giving the dogs a bone here. Okay, give a dog a bone, right? Like, you are very well assessed when it comes to your material gains and your material wealth. You're willing to give a bone to someone, you're willing to give some charity and some kind of contribution to someone else here and share that wealth. But it's coming with very keen mindfulness, and it's because of the celebration that you're doing. I know, who would have thought that by celebrating and being in harmony with yourself and your soul tribe, your sisterhood, that's like your soul sisters, the women who like are on a similar life path as you and get what you're going through. You're all coming together and you're all celebrating together, and it's really working out beautifully and harmoniously. Okay. So we have here the Hermit energy. Okay, so a huge part of you is like, you want to be like celebrating, and you want to be harmonious, and you want to be, allowing love to come into your life, but you're doing it in a more inclusive way, like, or exclusive, like exclusive. Like, you're not like gonna just include anybody in your celebrations, and I don't mean that, like, you don't mean that to be like rude or disrespectful or like suggest that you don't like hanging out with these people. It's just you're doing it in a more of like an introverted way. um and that's because that's part of your spiritual soul path. That's part of your evolution. Is like the universe wants you to be more exclude. Like, I'm trying to think of the, like, your exclusive is like, you, like, it sounds like you might be inviting more people, but you're really not inviting more people in, that kind of thing. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know why I'm getting that, but ritual invocation, yeah, because there's a ritual happening here. There's like an invocation, initiation happening, and not everyone gets to be a part of that. Not everyone gets to be a part of your connection, of your relationship. Okay, I am afraid for getting too serious. I was hurt before, because you are worth. That's why you are worthy. The universe wants you to go back to this. You are worthy of love. You are afraid of getting hurt again. That's why your evolution in your relationship needs to take place. That evolution starts within you. You have to trust again. You have to be vulnerable again. I know it seems like a vicious cycle, right? Like, one minute you're in a relationship, the next minute you're not, the next minute you're putting yourself out there, but you're afraid of rejection because you just went through rejection. It's a whole thing. It's a whole big thing. And I get it. I was like born with like rose-colored glasses, so I know, right? Venus and Pisces, right? But that's the thing, though, is like, we have to accept, like, this part. We have to work with what we're got. And sometimes it sucks when you have to be like, look, I know I was born with rose colored glasses. I know I was born to like care a lot and be very generous with my love and be very vulnerable and be very open, and I love that feeling. But at the same time, I need to remind myself, like, people are liars, people are manipulators, or you got to watch out for the red flags, you got to protect yourself. because you are worthy of the right kind of love. Okay, yeah, we've got the dragon here with the spider and the egg, ace of fire here. Okay, Libra, so there's some like celestial type of energy happening here, some threads in the universe coming together here so that you can be connected with your person, so that that fire and that passion is there. Okay, Libra, because these are like two very passionate couples. Well, actually, it's really meant to be you. You know, you are this person in this relationship, however that resonates with you. This is the energy. Okay, but like there could be this side of you where you might not really be getting along with your person because you were hurt in the past and you're afraid of getting hurt again, or maybe they're the ones that hurt you and you're afraid they'll hurt you again. I don't know, but you are definitely worthy of loving yourself, and you don't need to depend on anyone else to feel that worthiness. And that's your evolution. That's what you've learned from this relationship, from this soulmate connection, is that you don't need to depend on them for your happiness anymore. And it sucks to hear that, especially when you like maybe grew up in an environment where you were told that you have to be dependent on your person for happiness, and like they owe you certain things, type of deal. But that's really not a healthy soulmate connection. So yeah, take with it what you will. 10 of Cups, the little miser getting a little tipsy on the wine here. Yeah. Okay, so again, it's like you might not necessarily want to sort of enter into that energy where you're sharing your happiness and you're sharing what would make you feel good with the other person, because maybe you're not feeling so worthy, you're not feeling so evolutionized. But that's what the evolution is. The evolution is knowing that you are worthy. Okay, that's where the evolution begins. Okay, Crystal Cola, growth, empowerment, stability, element, water and earth, chakra, heart. All right, so yeah, in its name originates from the Greek words of gold, chrysos, and glue, cola, and this gem is especially celebrated for its tranquil shades of blue and green. Its association with the heart chakra fosters self-empowerment and inner strength, aiding individuals in discovering their voice and expressing their truth. When to use it: to enhance communication, foster emotional balance, and strengthen your inner self. Where to put it: keep it in spaces where you engage in conversations or meditation. Special care: handle with care to preserve its beauty and avoid exposure to extreme temperatures or chemicals. Expressing my truth is liberating. I embrace it fiercely. Okay, Libra, that's what you need to do. And like your sign is literally like all about that. It's all about speaking your truth and not being like held back by somebody else's inability to really highlight what's happening and what's going on. And that's what this ritual invocation means. Okay, it's a calling upon a deity, spirit, or higher power. And basically like what you're doing here is just that. You're calling on your higher powers. You're calling on source and spirit to sort of guide you in the right direction, because your spiritual soul path and your evolution here is what you need. You're evolving, and it's a really interesting time for this shift to happen and everything, because Valentine's Day and all that. But it is happening nonetheless. King of Pentacles and Strength and Ace of Cups. Okay, that's what you're looking for. Okay, that's what you want in a soulmate connection. You want the cup to always be half full. You always want to focus on the positive. I mean, that's not realistic, but you want at the end of the day to come together on this shared sort of like idealism. King of Pentacles and Strength. Yeah, you don't want to be, wrapped up by an anaconda and, eaten alive. You want your freedom. That's another Jennifer Lopez movie, too. I was just talking about Monster-in-Law in my other video, my Leo video, and she was in that movie, too. But, yeah, this is something you feel you're, wrapped up in, you're drawn in, you're you're almost like feeling suffocated here, and you want to break free from that. And the shell is the breaking free of that. And snakes represent the shedding of the skin, like the rebirth, the regrowth, transforming, becoming bigger and better and stronger and more powerful. You want it, like, and the year of the snake is ending. I think it already did end. I'm not sure exactly the day. Maybe the 18th it is, I think. And then there's the year of the horse, which is all about empathy. So you're really moving into that more empathetic state of feeling empathy for yourself. And even if no one else is feeling it for you, you're going to feel it for you. And being your like own best friend here. And then the King of Pentacles, you're definitely looking for someone that you're not like completely dependent on financially, but you share in that same like sort of structure and frame of mind mentally and materially about abundance and how the wealth needs to be spent. And you share in the same values of money. And you're both like want to create something really strong and a foundation here that's really going to lead to financial success for you and your person, and be each other's teammates in that, and being that like alliance together, kind of like Rob and Amber and Survivor. You know, they form this like really strong bond and this really strong alliance, and you know they're definitely soulmates, right? And then Amber ends up winning the $1 million, but not before Rob proposes to her, like the chain of events, right? Like he proposes to her right before they find out that she won $1 million. And it's just like the perfect team energy. It's the perfect soulmate energy. So that is my message for you, beautiful Libras. Love and light always. Thank you so much for watching. Take care now. Happy Valentine's Day, and stay safe out there, okay? Bye.